Yo, Fake Radio. Got a special guest in the building today. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Nevi Outlyer. I'm from Norwalk, California.
Nevi Outlyer from Norwalk, California. Born and raised. So is Norwalk? Is it like it's near LA, but it's not. It's not LA. It's not LA.
It's like LA adjacent. It's like so Southeast LA is the easier way of explaining it. I'm right off the 105.
Gotcha.
And the 605.
Yeah.
Usually I feel like the most relevant people in like hip hop from LA culture are from Southeast LA.
Gotcha.
So that's like Compton, Bellflower,
Right.
Adjacent areas, Long Beach. I'm from the 562.
Okay. Cool.
It's the easier way.
Yeah. And so, who are like the poppin' rappers, like community events, like coming up? Are there like while you were growing up?
While I was growing up.
Yeah, that inspired you.
That's deep. So I'm very in tune to the radio. I'm like a blogger, hip hop fan.
Got you.
So there's a couple of guys that like while I was in high school were kind of doing stuff. One is now he's like his main focus is clothes. His name's Tycoon.
Okay.
He was like a Jerking era rapper.
Yeah.
He's still alive, so not it was, but he is a Jerking era rapper.
Yeah.
So Tycoon. When I was in high school, I think the guy named Fuego. He skates at my park all the time that I work at. And then Kwame, what's his last? I think he just goes by Kwame Raw. I think that's his full name.
Got you.
So those three guys were pretty influential during that time when I was like in high school.
Yeah.
And then now he goes by Third Trez. Used to go by Third Ave or Valdez. That guy was like super influential as well in regards to like while I was coming up. Yeah.
And we should explain all that you do. You do
I am a rapper, event curator,
yes, sir.
Low key A&R, and all around supporter for my homies. Just like the connection guy.
Yeah.
And full, I'll say, well-rounded entertainer.
Word. So, I think I first saw you at a That Good Shit show. So how'd you get tapped into?
So my homie Mitchell James is another rapper. He's from Colorado.
Got you.
No, he's from Fresno. Then went to Colorado.
Yeah.
And like by the way of Colorado, now he's in LA. So I got tapped in with him back in like the tail end of 2021. Got you. And kind of met him at a show. And then I supported him at this thing called Bananas, which I don't know if you've been to. It's like a underground hip hop show that they do in Lamert. And they used to do it like, I think they're still doing it. It's like 15 years running. Kendrick's performed at it. Doja's performed at it.
Oh, word, okay.
A bunch of people.
Bananas is called?
Yeah, Bananas.
I'm gonna check it out.
Fire. Yeah. But yeah, no, I like followed up with him on Bananas. And then we've been locked in ever since. So we got like a project on the way. We just releasing a song in June. We just released a song. So yeah, that's like my partner / like mentor / big homie. Got you. And he was like, he had put me on them, and then I had went to That Good Shit show probably like 8 months ago. Kind of checked out the vibe. Yeah. And then he like tried to pitch ways for us to get involved. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, no, we can throw pop-up shows because I'm good at like throwing shows. He's good at throwing shows. We have the experience. He has more of the industry connects. Gotcha. So we pitched that, and then I found the venues because I'm also kind of help out with this thing called Soulful Noise, which is actually going on tonight. Yeah. And tomorrow, if you want to pull up. Yeah, so then I had the venues, and then it finally just fell into place, so I help out with their pop-up shows.
Got you. And so you do that, you do Outliers Collective?
Yeah, well? Outliers Collective is my personal brand. We started throwing those in January of this year. And I collaborate with the homie Sabi Sensei. He's like my producer.
Right, and that was the cameraman at the show that
he does everything. Yeah, bro, it's ridiculous. Yeah, he's a film guy. Yeah. He got into USC back in like 2011 for a film. Yeah. Didn't end up going. He's a great producer. Has a studio that he runs out of his whole house. And then he's also just like my backbone. Like that's my homie, my day one.
Got you.
So all the equipment that we have at my shows, is his.
Right.
And then we lease that out when need be, and we throw shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I remember he was like filming, and then he started like singing, and I was like,
"Bro, it's ridiculous.
Why is the cameraman singing like that?"
Sabi's like that, bro.
Nah, yeah,
Sabi's
I that.
Like if you guys have time, check out the music. He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then you got Hangout Records, which is that a label or is it a studio?
It's a studio.
Yeah.
I think we're like a pseudo label. Like we're we got a bunch of shit that we can offer.
Yeah.
With me and Sabi at the helm. And we try to offer as much for the community around and
cool.
And spread our resources out. So
got you. And you do music of your own? What?
Yeah, and I'm a rapper. So I make alternative hip hop, and Sabi recorded my whole album.
Word.
A lot of the beats on that first project are from this UK producer named GMP.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Fire. Yeah.
I was wondering who did your production because I was fucking with it.
Yeah, and then now my network's a little bit bigger that I have like a couple more producers that I kind of tap in with. I'm working on another project. So yeah.
So what came? The event organization came first or the rapping?
So I went to college back in like 2014 in Illinois. And I went to college because my mother wanted me to primarily. But I was like really into rap at that point. I sucked. And wanted a way to help put my big homie on.
Word.
Who doesn't even rap anymore. But his name is Mac Low. Okay. And I was like, all right, cool. Let me figure out a way to like manage these skills that I have. And so I started like kind of really rapping back in college around like 17, 18.
Got you.
Started when I was like 15. Songwriting a lot better. And then while I was in college, I actually went to school for music business. So, I started running the campus music venue. And putting on shows in that way. And like really had like a network on the campus. And then I kind of felt lost after I got back. Because I didn't really know where the community was, or I didn't really know how to get into shows, or like how to find a job in this shit. I still don't really have a job in this shit.
Got you.
That's right.
So I partied for like the last 4 years.
Word.
Or last 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
And then that kind of, that's that guy.
You can take it if you want. I can pause.
Doing an interview.
Back into it. So you were in college.
Yeah, so I was in college, and at that point I kind of learned how to like throw shows a little bit. And I was already naturally around them. I like being around entertainment and shows, and I love dancing. So I'm always around like the party environment. So then I ran that venue. I did radio back then.
Right. You did,
And by the time I graduated, I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do. And so I guess you could, to answer the question, the rapping came first, and shows just kind of came natural. So I did that too.
And that's good that you like knew that you were good at that, and kind of like through rapping was able to like carve out that lane for yourself.
Yeah, this is like, I think this is the lane that, I mean, I'm taking a break right now, but this is totally the lane that like I feel like I can build a name for myself at, because I'm pretty decent at organizing. I have a good ear for talent, and, you know, can do it all. So
so I first saw you at That Good Shit show, and then I went to one of your own shows at the Outlyer Collective, and I really
Thank you. For that.
No, for sure. I was gonna only pull up for like an hour, like the homies were all like chilling over here, and then I went and I was like really into, cause I like, you know, I'm from Boston, you know, so I went to the big shows, but also like my best friends in high school growing up, like they were like, shout out Stephen LaFume, he's been on the show. He does like, it's called Thrill now, but it used to be called like Church. It was like just in his backyard, like in like a little like cabin, like
that's fire.
That type of shit. Like so I like, but like, you know, like my best friend Clark, who's also been on the show, like he started doing shows off like our galleries and stuff, like in Mattapan and stuff. So like that show to me, like the show that you did, like felt very reminiscent of that in a way that I never really like saw in LA before. Cause like LA, like I've been experimenting with shows right here. I obviously love Sunday Sounds, like Green Tea, that good shit, like all that stuff. But I definitely, when I saw your show, I was like, oh, like they're doing it right, like that. Because there's definitely an art to it for sure. And I go to a lot of shows. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Easy texted me that night.
Yeah, I was like,
man, it's the best
bro.
show I've been to ever.
I said LA. I said it to be.
Hey, that's a dub.
It's a dub.
I said LA. I said LA. Yeah.
But man, I was like, dang, Easy for real. I was like,
the one he missed, bro. Yeah.
We put a lot of like care into him, so like
I noticed that.
I love that you guys can see it and enjoy it and like the vibe. Like that's the hardest part.
It was very like unpredictable. I didn't like. I think I asked you too. Like when it was done, I was like, that's like. Is there more like it? Because I was just like, it was interesting. Like it definitely was like a vibe.
I'm trying to keep. I mean, right now I'm so burnt out, but like I'm trying to. I want to bring some more back, and I was gonna try to do one in July, but it just feels.
Got you.
I want to put the right energy into it, so we're gonna do one, hopefully before the summer's over.
Where?
And I would love if y'all can, because I mean it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So what, like, you have a very unique like flow. Like what kind of? How did you like develop that flow? Because I noticed I heard your song from like 2018. It was similar energy, but I definitely heard like growth and development over the time.
Thank you.
Like, how'd you develop it? Like what strategies?
So in college, my professor called me trash.
Yeah. Oh shit. What the fuck?
Real quick, because this is being very obnoxious. Okay. Ooh. Damn, that's early. So my professor had like called me trash, and I was like performing at these open mics. And she was like, if you want to like, I don't know, like develop your sound to get better, and you want to like rap, you should go down this path. If you want to do spoken word, you could go down this path. And so like I started studying. She gave me some artists, so I studied like Biggie, a lot of Bone Thugs, and then like Andre 3000. Those are like the main heads. And then like when I really went into it and like got more focused, I'm naturally a big Chance the Rapper fan from like the acid right there.
I noticed the Chance the Rapper influence.
That's love. So Chance, and then I had a Gold Link era.
Okay, yeah.
Gold Link's flow,
I love Gold Link.
Cadence is fucking amazing. And then those two are and Smino. Production wise, it's like
got you,
amazing. And then I'm a big Mac fan as well, so I kind of just like throw all those elements together. And, I guess that's how I get where I'm at.
Yeah. Chill. Nah. Word and songwriting, same way. You just kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had a natural knack for choruses.
Got you. Yeah. Okay.
So I just kind of throw them down. They kind of just come out. And I don't know if there's any like true influence for how. Yeah. I feel like I want people to sing to me. Yeah. And I guess that's very like Kanye like esque. But yeah, like I kind of the way I write my chorus, I'm like trying to make it so it's like somewhat earwormy. Got you. They're singing back, and it's like easily accessible in that way.
Yeah. And so you also have the Camp Hangout. Collab album.
What do you think of that?
I liked it a lot. Yeah. No, it was definitely a vibe. I could definitely get the like West Coast influence for sure. It was like
that's such a dub. Mainly produced by Sabi.
Got you right.
And AKA Johnny, and then of course Ben Berry, who was the DJ at most of my shows as well. So
so you're like the head of that. Right? Would you?
I would say. I mean, I'm a key player. We kind of got the idea together. We were trying to get more people into the studio. And I was like, well, I've been on the scene at that point for like 8 months maybe. Got you. I wanted to start bringing some people in. And I just finished my album. Right. So we just kind of like brought some of the homies in that had met. Primarily, a lot of them are from like the IE, specifically like Mobile. Got you. And just invited people in. It was like 3 sessions. All like about 12 hours. Yeah, okay. And we spread them out like throughout like 2 months, and then just kind of cranked out like as many songs as we could each day. Most days we got like 4 songs done. Word. And then that's the product of it. So it's super dope. I organized it and bringing everybody together. Sabi did most of the beats and recording. So. And if you want to shout out any of the rappers, artists. I'm gonna try to go off top and know all of them. So like it's Kenji, Berry Juice, Eric Dark, Huggy Does It.
Yup.
Console. And Lenny. And then is Dice J. And which is somebody's pseudonym. And then John Mayer.
Okay.
Or AKA Johnny.
Yeah.
Sabi and Ben Berry. And that's pretty much all.
Gotcha.
Like that's the whole project essentially.
Cool. And so how'd you go about like curating that project? Like, who was on what song? 'Cause we used to be in like a group in college, hip hop society, that was like kind of where.
How'd that work out for you guys?
He can speak more to it because he was more present to like the recording.
Yeah. It was cool. It was basically just a bunch of people, musicians, filmmakers, people just all around, sort of creatives, and we all just came together under like just like a love of hip hop and music in general. Kind of like I always say, like it started out as like a hip hop focused thing, and then like I feel like eventually it just kind of expanded to just be like the music people on campus, because like there was a lot like at our school, if you was doing music with a group, it was like an acapella group, or it was like you went off on your own and you just had your own band with some other people because they were like hella bands. But we were like one of the only ones that really like sat down and was like, nah, this is our group, this is who's in it, this is what we do, trying to make ourselves known throughout the whole thing. And so we would put on events, and we managed to, in 2 years, we put together 2 projects of worth of music, and that was great. And kind of how we went about things was very natural. Right. It was like we'd be like, all right, we all agree, this is what we want to do. Right? It's like, oh, let's put out a project within this year. It's like, okay, bet. Everybody who is in the group that's a producer just goes off on their own, cooks up some stuff, as much stuff as they can, stuff they had just lying around. We have a day where we're just like, all right, let's play all these beats. And then at that time, it's like, we would have it be like, people just kind of claim a beat, or like they're like, okay, oh yeah, I want to write to that one. Who else wants to write to this one? And we kind of just form it that way, and that's how our songs would come out, and that's how it ended up being like who's on what song. And I think because of that, like a lot of the collaborations on it, even though like clearly everyone's still like developing in their craft and all that, like there's a few people who, because we have people who's like, yeah, I've been making music since I was like a little kid, and then other people's like, I never really made a song before, but I'm gonna give it a try. And so it's like the whole point of it in the end was just to like help each other grow and help make each other's visions happen. Because some people's like, oh, I want to rap, but I can't produce. Other people's like, I produce, but I don't got no one to rap.
Very like community centric,
Yeah, it was like that. And then we put together our own shows for us to perform the songs, and it was going great. And then the pandemic hit, and it shut it
all the way down.
Shut it all the way down, and it never really came back the same way. Because like I was there for 2 more years, but truly like that golden era, those like first like year or 2 of doing it like really everyone really was like on the same type of time and all that. And but once we came back, it was like a bunch of people left. Not everyone was like as eager to do shit as they were before, because everyone was just burnt out. So it kind of like fizzled out near the end.
That sucks.
But in that moment though, we were doing like a lot of different stuff, like all at once.
We had 2 albums, 1 EP, and a mixtape, I think.
That's a lot
in like
of work.
2 years.
And like
1 year,
a couple music videos too.
I think,
like 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah, 2 or 3, yeah. And
one
all
that
in the span
ended up not coming out, but like 2 full, no, still 3.
Yeah.
Still 3 that fully like came out, edited, all that for songs on the albums.
That's so fun.
And all of them have been on this podcast too, in that.
Most of them, I think,
Yeah, I think we did something similar. Sabi produced most of the stuff. We like, before the first session, we kind of like made a beat pack of about like 20 beats. Then we invited the homies over. I think invited the homies over. We cooked some the first day. And then once we cooked the first one, recorded while we were doing that. We were writing. We playing beats outside. They'd write the whole song, we record, then over and over again. Took a lunch break around 4, came back, did the same thing.
That's the grind.
And
you did it at the crib or at
Sabi's studio or Hangout Records.
Cool.
And at his house is essentially where we recorded everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And what inspired you to do it like camp themed, like summer camp?
His backyard is like I mean,
oh, word? Okay.
Yeah, it's just like that. It's like very. It feels very naturey and like kind of summery and
got you
vibey in that way.
Word. And then to bring it back to the event curation stuff, how do you like choose like lineups for events?
I'm picky as fuck.
Yeah.
I try to just like I create a lot of genuine relationships with artists on the scene and community. And if I like really fuck with the music, for the most part, then like we rocking, and I'm like trying to like make it. Usually it's sections of 3, so it's like this is a similar vibe. I'm gonna put this group together, and then this is the other similar vibe. Yeah. And then I'll throw like I got 2 DJs that are super dope. That's Ben Barry and then DJ Xavier. Yep. And just kind of mesh it all together.
How'd you meet those DJs?
So I met Ben at a show for Eric Dark back in like the top of 22, I think. Okay. Because we've been knowing each other for like a year and a half. Cool. And then he plays at PJ's all the time, which is a bar in Long Beach. Okay. It's called Panama Joe's. Yeah. And I showed up to support him, and I've been rocking with him ever since. Mm-hmm. And then I met Jamal at Panama Joe's as well. Yeah. And part of it's like I wanted to find a way to get my homies a bigger platform, you know, because sometimes the bar politics, like they're gonna cut you off if you're not playing this specific type of music. You know. So this was a way to like make it fair for everybody, and I'm a dancer, like through and through. Yep. So. It was like a mixture of like those worlds and making a platform. Plus, like the last part is like LA's very like pay to play in so many different realms. And I hated that, and I was broke, and I can't get on the stage if I'm not paying it. But I feel like I have a lot of love, or there's a lot of love for me out here, and so I was like, let me just see what I can do if I just do it myself, and I got to do most of it for free. And, take care of my homies, put them in a position where we could like be better. So I just kind of ran with it at a certain point.
Another thing I noticed from your show that I went to that I really appreciate is you definitely spotlight a lot of women in the scene. For sure.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying. Every show has had a woman or like a non-binary person. Yeah. And then the show that specifically that you came to, I like my objective was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna have all women and non-binary people. That was my goal. And then, I mean, of course, it's Outlyer, this groove, so I'm gonna be on it. And then my other homies on it. But I wanted that to be primarily women. And every show since then, every show since the beginning had at least one woman.
I fuck with that because mad people don't recognize that. Like,
which is crazy.
It's crazy.
A lot of shows you go to, not only just the audience, everyone on stage is just all.
Oh man, and like I like being near at least queer adjacent spaces. You know what I mean? Cause it's genuinely just a better vibe. That's not like hypersexual or like not on some fuck shit. You know?
I think sometimes when there's too many dudes in a room, the energy is
it gets
just off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because everyone's like, especially like sometimes when you go to certain rap shows, everyone's trying to like project a certain image sometimes, and they try to stick too close to that image, and no one really want to have fun. Really.
Right. I'm like, chill out. Like, don't fuck the mestizo. Fuck all that. Let's just have a good time and like support each other and like vibe. Like half of the time, I mean, I go dancing a lot, and I'm rarely trying to dance with a girl. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to fucking dance. And like a lot of times when a girl approaches, I'm like, bro, can you like chill out? Like So like, I think in general, like I like trying to curate those spaces where people feel free to like, even if you're a bad dancer, just fucking let loose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair.
So I like having women around. That's like always been a thing.
I fuck with that. And then you find a lot of or at least the shows that I've been to are all in Lamar Park.
Yeah.
How'd you like?
I got some big
space,
homies.
yeah.
So Soulful Noise is like very well known, and like they have a lot of like good connections. And one of those, I mean, a lot of those connections are in Limerick Park.
Yeah.
So I lean on him for that, and then I throw a lot of shows in Fullerton at at Exhibit Art Gallery.
Gotcha.
And they just opened up probably like 2 or 3 months, so probably like December or November of last year. Yeah. And I had went to one show. And I knew the guy who had just opened it up because I'd been to one of their open mics when they were like out of a storage unit in Fullerton. So I guess I find all my venues via like I've like been out here for a little while connecting, trying to make genuine relationships, and people genuinely like my energy and like how I perform as well. So they kind of let me do a lot.
And so what's in store for the future with it? Like what the future? You say you're a little burnt out.
Yeah, I'm a little burnt out. I'm trying to figure it out. Like I want like I can feel that we're building something and that there's like a genuine energy around what we do, and like just love and compassion. So right now I'm just trying to like get back on the scene and like support people and like find more artists. Because I don't want to run out. And we're in LA, so like clout's very common, and like people really care about that. And so if I don't have enough like clout, or if they don't feel like it's like a platform that's going to do anything for them, they're not going to come and perform. Unless I have like a super genuine relationship. And also like it's hard to get people to shows if they don't know the value that your show is bringing, right? And so I'm like, I have to have people trust me. And know that I'm gonna put on something dope just because of who I am.
Absolutely.
For them to invest their audience.
For sure.
And like we want to actually pull up. So right now I'm just trying to like pull up, support the homies who are on the scene. And develop some more relationships, find some more artists, and possibly do some more like just hop on other people's shows.
Got you.
Before I throw like another Outliers groove. But also Outlyer Collective is throwing a show on June 17th. This one's ran primarily by Hiram Torres, which is like my other homie who I'm working on a project with right now. And we're gonna do it's like a slightly different vibe, and more like rap centric.
Got you.
We're like letting there's a artist who's like touring from like Washington who's like coming down, and we're like hosting that for him.
Got you.
I guess that's like the next move, and just trying to like continue to find ways to like support the community that I'm in. And hopefully by the time summer's like near over, we'll have a bigger platform, and more people will come out.
For sure. And you said you're working on an album. So one, me and Mitchell are dropping like a 3-piece. Oh, got you.
So we're dropping one on June 6th. Pre-save it if you can.
I think we already dropped a song. Like
and we just dropped a song like last month. It's called Future Tripping. That was a lot of fun. And then we got like 2 more that are coming, and we're like doing a rainfall release strategy. So I mean, I'm dropping that project with Mitchell, and then I got another one that I'm like working through with Hiram. We're probably about 2 songs are done, but there's way more that are like in the in the ether. And I'm trying to drop that hopefully near October.
Gotcha.
But no promises. So just we got like music on the way.
Well, word. Yeah. And you like value a lot of collab stuff?
That's a loaded question. I mean, I like to collaborate. I think naturally that's how I kind of started. Like me and Sabi would we started as like Campaign Out. I mean, not Campaign Out, as Castle Records. And that was just a lot of people in one room. And that's a lot of opinions. And then me and Sabi were like the only people who kind of came out of that. So like to some extent, I enjoy collaboration and like writing on the spot and doing stuff like that.
Got you.
But I like solo stuff because I can sing it by myself.
I feel you.
And I like having a lot of creative control. So, both.
Cool. Yeah, both, right. Yeah, no, I feel you, yeah. And so we have a game on this show. You pick one person who you want to, like, work with, who you know, who you haven't worked with yet, like, call them out. And then one person who you, like, a dream collab, like, producer, artist who you just work with.
So, the homie Anjanu, ENJONU, she's ridiculous. If you haven't heard of her,
I think I've heard the name before.
Get to know her. She's crazy.
Got you.
I would love to work with Anjanu.
Yeah.
Can I just like list?
Yeah, no, listen. Yeah.
All right, so I mean, I want to work with like Anjanu, Kwame, Adu.
Yeah. He came to the show that you were.
Yeah, they're dope. Vanessa Fleur. I think their whole like part of the scene's like really dope. And then, I'm already working with a lot of people I like really want to work with. So those are like the most necessary. And then, like I think Dream Collab is not possible anymore, but like Mac would have been dope. And then I'm a big Drake fan. I forgot to say that. Yeah, but
me too, for sure.
Drake. I mean, that's lame as fuck, but yeah, did you like those two?
Nah, yeah, okay, that's cool. I noticed a lot of like Baby Keem kind of influence too.
Yeah, that's from Hiram.
Yeah.
That's Hiram. Hiram is like big Baby Keem.
Got you.
Hiram is big into that, and I think anything that like he's produced kind of has that impact.
Okay, yeah. I'm a huge Baby Keem fan, so I can
that's fire.
For sure.
Fire. I wish I was more invested in his catalog. I've listened to it. I'm not playing it all the time, but I fuck with bro heavy. Yeah.
I feel lucky because I definitely got put onto that like early 2019.
See, that's
like,
that's
interesting.
Like around like Orange Soda.
That's I like just on the playlist like Orange Soda came up and I was like I'm into this one and then like I saw like he got a whole album out and then it was like like this is
he's fire. I fuck with Baby Keem. I think Hiram's where I got all that like
got you
from. I'm more. I think sonically, the direction I want to go is like dance centric because I'm a dancer. I'm in the clubs often, and then like I've kind of always been into like the alternative hip hop type stuff. So and like so I was like the project that was supposed to come out before my first project was like really influenced by the canceled Rest Orange County. And
got you.
Just kind of like the weird-ish experimental stuff. I really enjoyed all that. So I feel like the direction that I'll go next is like near that or like smoother.
Got you.
Bouncier stuff after this next two albums.
Word.
So yeah.
Word. We should shout out your project already out, Broken Lease.
Yeah. Go stream that if you want to. If not, it sucks. So
I like that. I like that. What song was I like? Comatose was like that.
Thank you, bro. It's always a surprising thing to like figure out what people enjoy. I wasn't. So I wrote Just Leave last. That's like the one that was like my first single. Yeah. And then Stimulus has had a weird impact. Like I feel like it's sung back to me every time. People really rock with it.
Yeah. People were definitely into it at the show too.
It's one of my most requested songs. Like, I'm like, damn.
They were requesting it. I forgot they were requesting it.
Yeah, bro. Like its impact is more than I thought. So yeah, go stream that. The album sucks. And
what's the inspiration with the name?
So me and my ex had broke up at like the tail end of 2020.
Okay.
And we had like some toxic moments. Or a lot of toxic moments. And I like made her a promise that like our lease would be for like 2 years, like our relationship lease. Okay. Like and we started dating in 2018.
Okay.
And we're like, do you want to renew your lease?
Yeah.
And so then I had called her after we were like talking, and I was like, what should I name the album? And she was like, I had like bounced a couple of years around, and then she was like, Broken Lease, and I was like, we're rocking with that. So
And all the songs are like related because I noticed a lot of like to like toxic relationship stuff.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was all like connected and broken. That's clever. That's smart. I like that.
Thank you. No, most of it like is a lot of toxic relationships. So like the comatose is just how I felt. Yeah, you know, like kind of like the cycle of like. I don't know, like if when you're in some toxic shit, it's kind of like depressing and it like kills a lot of like your joy and kind of just makes you kind of like stale and just kind of like going through the process of life. So like I wrote that like while I was in the midst of that.
Got you.
The stimulus, somewhat similar. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely got
like the depressed toxic shit. And then Just Leave sing.
Just Leave, exactly.
And the I mean, I like talking shit, so shenanigans is you know what I mean? Like
sure.
all of the songs are kind of that same. Like, oh, I've been in this toxic shit, but I love her, and like I feel like shit, and it feels like she's the only thing that's giving me life, type shit. So I was like, I just ended up writing a bunch of songs about it, I guess.
That's cool. Yeah, and you said a UK producer.
GMP.
GMP.
From I found his beats on like YouTube, went to BeatStars, and then now we have a little bit of a relationship.
Got you.
That whole project basically is GMP. I think Eerie Skies has one beat, and then Sabi has one beat. Yeah.
And final question here. So you mentioned like LA kind of has some like toxic like clout based stuff.
Yeah.
From born and raised in California.
Yeah.
Like, and as I mentioned, I even noticed that your shows have like a very kind of different like unique.
Yeah, I've heard that kind of New York feeling, which is wild.
New York feeling. I would say I haven't been to enough shows in New York to like fully confirm that, but definitely Boston, like underground Boston, like that for sure. Because I love Sunday Sounds. Like that was definitely like I went to their first show. I moved to LA and like mid 21, like towards the end. So I like, but I was in school and I was still doing like film stuff. So I didn't like really get into it until not recently, but like until a little later. But I like randomly pulled up to I think That Good Shit's first show, like the Ascension, and I was like, oh, this is like this is definitely like a vibe. And then like definitely like from the other shows I went to, I definitely like their stuff the most. But like definitely when I go back home, it's like smaller, interesting venues, but also like the people are more like into it, like because like when the homies come on, like people are script. But that's like because it's home, like Boston, like there's not a lot coming out. So but I never really could like. Before your show, I never really went to a show that was like that in LA in that similar way.
That's
so
super dope.
But my question is, so growing up here, like what were your kind of strategies and ways to kind of like go around that and kind of navigate your own?
I am not. I mean, so I like Norwalk is an interesting vibe in itself. It's primarily Hispanic.
Gotcha.
It's like hood adjacent, and I've always kind of just been different. And I was popular in high school, but I didn't have clout. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I was well known. I think a lot of people have genuine love for me, and it's just because of who I am as a person.
Gotcha.
But that doesn't like translate to social media very well. So I've just kind of always moved like that. I've always been supportive. I've always been like a really like loving dude. And I don't know, like when given the opportunity to be who I am, it usually goes over really well. But a lot of the time in this space, I feel like I'm not given the opportunity.
I see.
Which is why you build your own platform. Like the so I guess I've like sidestepped that by like I work my ass off, and one of the ways I do that is like supporting and like I'm there for everybody and like I'm just trying to be genuine.
Absolutely.
And so like with Soulful Noise, I like showed up to try to do the open mic. Didn't get on it, but I was like, like how can I help? And then I've been on the team for like 9 months.
Word.
They just
I saw on your story you were also on you did a show at Sound of You.
I went there the other night.
I was there like a week prior. Like week before that.
I literally was like, I'm just pulling. Like I think I pulled up to support Hazel, and because I have like a loose connection with her, and then also pulled up because Meredith is there, and I fuck with Meredith heavy.
Got you, yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna pull through. And then at the end, they were like, yeah, no, if there's an open spot, it's like 4 people in the room, which it's I don't care. Like,
I noticed that when I went there too. There's sometimes
it's like it was like a nice rep, like, and it's like those moments that like I like really fucking love, just kind of like latching on the eyeballs and like trying to like make an impact. So yeah, I put up the Sound of You live. That's the type of shit I've been doing for like the last like 2 years, just kind of like rolling dolo to like some spot and like trying to, I don't know, like not necessarily network, but like just kind of like tap in and like, figure out what's actually going on. So
All right, well, Nevi, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me, bro.
For real. Nevi, DJ Rax Kills. Shout out Jimmy K Feds and the Squeak Squad, and we'll see you next time.